after nearly a month. Hello, I am Jay Shady, and once again you are listening to the voice of reason. Feels good to be back. This is my first Raw review since the Raw that I went to in Brooklyn, which was July 15th. So it's been a while, but here I am, ready to talk about Raw. As many of you know, I went to California for a nice little vacation for a couple weeks, so didn't watch any Raws. I came back home on Friday, had 3 Raws to watch, and got caught up on the road to SummerSlam. Now, before I talk about this Raw, let me talk briefly about the other Raws that I missed. The thing is, I thought those Raws were fucking great, but that's because I had the benefit of watching them on DVR. So each Raw for me was like an hour and a half because I fast forwarded through all the bullshit. If I had to watch the whole 3-hour shows, I would probably have a lot to fucking rant about. But, you know, watching Raws on DVR are pretty fucking entertaining because you watch all the good stuff. You know, that's the thing with this build-up to SummerSlam, and especially with this Raw tonight. The stuff that they're doing right, the build-up to the big SummerSlam matches are fucking great. Some of the best build-up to a pay-per-view I've seen in a long time, and, you know, that's a very good sign. You know, a lot of people say I like to bitch about everything, but there you go. The 2 big main events, Punk and Lesnar and Cena and Bryan, those build-ups are fucking... You can't ask for anything more from them. But the thing is, these are 3-hour fucking shows, you know, and you just have so much stuff to fill up time in between the great spots that it just kind of drains you out. That's the thing, you know. I mean, if this was a 2-hour show, this would be totally fucking exceptional. There'd be really hardly anything to complain about. But unfortunately, these are 3-hour shows, so you do get a lot of bullshit. But, you know, I want to focus on the positive here because I am very happy with the build-up for SummerSlam, for the most part. So, we kick off Raw with Daniel Bryan versus Wade Barrett. And the special guest referee is Brad Maddox. This is a short match, good for what it is. It's like a 5-minute match, but entertaining, good short match. And Brad Maddox screws Bryan by doing a fast count, so Wade Barrett gets the victory. So I liked it. You're keeping the storyline going. You know, like the corporate people against Daniel Bryan, you know, reminds us of the old school Attitude Era days when Vince would be against everybody. Daniel Bryan, that's how you build up an underdog. Have the guys in the suits go against him. This is great. The Daniel Bryan character progression, what they're doing with it, is great. A great way to get people behind Daniel Bryan. So, had no problem with this opener. Thought it was pretty solid. Next, you got Damien Sandow versus Randy Orton. This was a little too long for me. I think they had this match already on SmackDown. I'm not sure. But yeah, this was kind of a lengthy match. I didn't really get invested too much in it. I mean, it wasn't horrible or anything, but, you know, it was okay. Randy Orton gets the win. Cody Rhodes is distracting Damien Sandow. Randy Orton does an RKO. Gets the victory. It was whatever. It was alright. Then you get a Brock Lesnar promo. It's like a video package that they do, like a recorded interview, which is great when Brock Lesnar does that stuff. When he has time to rehearse, to read his lines, he's fucking great. When he fails is when he has to shoot live on the spot, you know, right there. That's when it's a problem, when he's talking live. But when he's doing stuff like this was like the thing that he did with the Cena feud back for Extreme Rules last year. What was it, last year? Yeah. That was a great video, and this was a great video. You know, Brock Lesnar being a fucking beast, talking like a beast. It was a fucking good promo. Got me hyped up for the CM Punk Brock Lesnar match. Then you get this fucking garbage. Biggie Langston and AJ versus the Great Khali and Natalya. Why the fuck is the Great Khali on Raw still? Why does this man have a job? Why are we watching a Great Khali match, you know? You couldn't do this, you know, further this feud in another way? First of all, I don't know why the fuck we're getting Dolph Ziggler versus Big E feud for SummerSlam. It just makes no sense to me, you know? They turned Dolph Ziggler. They're acting like he's the hottest thing in the company. And now he's just resorted to this, like, lower mid-card bullshit feud that nobody gives a fuck about. What happened to him feuding with Del Rio that just fucking vanished out of nowhere, you know? The last pay-per-view, there was a DQ finish. You usually think, oh, they're going to have, you know, some type of payoff. You know, you would think Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio for SummerSlam. They turn Ziggler face and they just totally destroy him. They give that Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio at SummerSlam. Their rubber match. Have Dolph Ziggler finally win the fucking belt for real this time. But instead we get this bullshit feud with Big E and Dolph Ziggler that nobody gives two shits about. And we get Alberto Del Rio versus Christian. Like, where the fuck did that match come from? You know, for all the great plotting and great build-up and progression and, you know, foundation to this SummerSlam card, you get some weird-ass shit like Alberto Del Rio versus Christian. That just comes from out of fucking left field. Like, why is Christian getting this title match out of nowhere? Does anybody possibly believe Christian is going to win the belt? You know, it's just that match, the World Heavyweight Championship match. If that match was a good match, like Alberto Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler, with Dolph Ziggler winning, if you had that, you know, this could be one of the, like, easily, you know, arguably the greatest SummerSlam of all time if this all worked out perfectly. But, you know, that World Heavyweight Championship match, it's just so off. It's just, I don't know why it's there. Anyway, you get this intergender match, and for some fucking reason, the Great Khali wins. And Natalia. You know, you're building up for a match with Big E and Dolph Ziggler, their intergender match, and you give Great Khali and his fucking bitch the victory. Does that make sense at all? All of a sudden, we're getting a Great Khali push out of nowhere. I don't understand this. Then you get Vince McMahon coming out. So, Vince McMahon comes out, brings out Brad Maddox, is like, why did you make the fast count? Brad Maddox was like, oh, I was just excited. I wasn't trying to screw Daniel Bryan. And you could tell they're working in cahoots with each other. Brad Maddox is suggesting that he be made special guest referee for the Cena Bryan match at SummerSlam. And right when Vince is about to name him the special guest referee, Triple H comes out and assigns himself as a special guest referee and gives Brad Maddox a pretty fucking vicious pedigree. Brad Maddox sold the pedigree perfectly. And yeah, so we get Triple H as a special guest referee. Now, I'll see if I have a problem with this. You know, I understand, you know, they're trying to, and they really are with this SummerSlam, much more than WrestleMania, which doesn't make sense to me. They're putting all their fucking cards fucking down into this show, putting it all on the line. They're really trying to make a fucking kick-ass show. And I gotta compliment them for that. And that's why I understand them putting even more names like Triple H into the equation for the main event. I understand that's for business, maybe get a couple more buy rates, as long as the Triple H thing just doesn't overshadow Daniel Bryan versus Cena, the actual match. As long as you have the match between the two guys be the main thing, you could make it all nice and pretty in between, as long as it is all about that match itself, first and foremost. So we'll see how they go with this. You know, I'm not going to go crazy about Triple H being named the special guest referee because I get the business decision, as long as it doesn't take this. And, you know, I mean, there's so many ways this match could go, you know. I mean, I could see them doing a screw job here one way or the other with Vince and Brad Maddox. I could definitely see them coming in, having a lot of overbooking like Vince Russo type shit, which isn't bad necessarily, you know, if it's used right. But for me, the first and foremost option for me would be for Daniel Bryan to win clean over Cena. You know, but I have a feeling there's going to be some crazy shit going on with Triple H and them. We'll see how they can handle it. We'll talk about it then. Anyway, then you get Kane versus Titus O'Neil. A quick little match. Kane gets the victory. And then the Wyatt family come out. They do their thing. Kane leaves the ring. Does the fucking fire shit. So yeah, hyping up that, you know, very interesting match. It's a Ring of Fire match. It's not an Inferno match, but still pretty much the same thing, except you don't put your opponent on fire. But hopefully somebody gets put on fire. I mean, if you have fire around the ring, you know, why is it there if nobody's going to be put on fire? I don't understand that. So, you know, very interesting match. You know, this was something unexpected. Holy shit, an Inferno match in 2013. You know, what could you complain about? This is definitely a very interesting match to watch. Then you get Alberto Del Rio versus Kofi Kingston. This was a pretty good match, you know. Exciting. It definitely picked up a lot in the pace. Yeah, I like this match. which is weird because I really don't like Kofi Kingston. But this was a pretty damn good match. Alberto Del Rio eventually gets the victory on Kofi Kingston. I don't know if anything happens post-match, whatever. Then you get the Real Americans versus the Usos. Quite honestly, couldn't give two shits about this match. Didn't watch it, you know. This was like their fucking third match that they had. I walked out on the first match at fucking Barclays Center in Brooklyn when I went to get a soda. So why would I watch the third match, you know? The Usos won, I believe. Who gives a shit? Then you get Miz TV. Alright, this was an interesting segment. Miz TV with Daniel Bryan and John Cena. Now, this feud, this build-up, has been fucking phenomenal. I mean, the way they've been building up Daniel Bryan is just, how could you ask anything more? I mean, like I said earlier, they are really making him look like an underdog, you know, like a little guy, like, you know, little Shawn Michaels versus the big Diesels, the big Psycho Sids, the big Vaders. It's that type of shit. And that's the type of stuff that gets an audience invested when they think, you know, there's somebody bigger than who the guy is that can kick their ass. They get invested in the little guy because they want to see, you know, this David Goliath type of shit. You know, that's why it never works with Cena being billed as the underdog, because he's the fucking top guy, you know. Nobody actually thinks that anybody could oppose Cena. But Daniel Bryan, this little fucking 5'8", scraggly bearded guy going against the top dog at the company that everybody loves, that's how you build up a fucking underdog, and they're doing it perfectly with this shit. So yeah, build up has been great, you know, really reminds me of the old school days, you know, with like Vince trying to like mold Stone Cold into how he wants him to be. Stone Cold telling Vince to go fuck himself. That's pretty much what you got with the whole corporate segment, the beard shaving segment last week. So it's reminding me of a lot of great old stuff. So yeah, you get the segment. Dan Bryan was fucking great on the mic tonight. Said some great fucking truthful shit. He said Cena is a entertainer, more of that stuff, and he is just a fucking parody of wrestling. He is a parody of wrestlers. Oh, fucking, you know, I couldn't have said it better myself. You know, he's talking about his shirt. You know, his shirt is just a parody. You know, he's just there for the fame, for the spotlight. He doesn't care about the business, the wrestling, blood, sweat, and tears itself. But the thing is, this motherfucking Cena, Daniel Bryan spin up straight up truth. Now, to any other guy in Cena's shoes, they'd be fucking pissed, you know? You're making your living off this, and somebody's saying you're all full of shit. You get pissed. But Cena, with the fucking smug smirk that this guy does, every fucking time somebody calls him out, it's just getting too unbearable. It really is, you know? You have Daniel Bryan, because it's like, as an audience member, you're like, holy shit, yeah, Daniel Bryan saying all this stuff, and then you see Cena smirking, so you're like, oh, it's not that serious then. Like, totally breaking the mood, you know? This fucking guy pisses me off, you know? He can't sell anything. And then he does this same old typical bullshit. Oh, I don't care whoever loves me or hates me. Every single night, I do it for them. The WWE Universe. For whoever loves me or hates me, through thick and thin, come hell or high water, I am there for the fans. For the kid in the front row with cancer. And it's like every single fucking week, the same thing. It's always the same thing. He always has resort to, I do it for this. You hear this? I do it for them to chant whatever they want, for whoever they want. The same fucking speech, this guy. You know, can he fucking go off, you know, into another different tangent? It's always the same fucking road we're going down with this man. You know, and then he tries to get serious and all that. But he's like, it feels like at some points it was just like, this was all about, let's make Cena, you know, let's parade Cena. It felt like at points, this is the problem. It felt like at points Daniel Bryan was like this character that they were creating to show, you know, all of Cena's critics, and this was all about Cena talking down on his critics and proving that he is who he is. You know, it was all about, you know, going against his adversaries and proving himself. You know, it's like bullshit. Shut the fuck up. This should be about Daniel Bryan fucking finally beating this motherfucker and being a true underdog. But this segment was good, you know, besides the fucking typical Cena bullshit that you get. Daniel Bryan was fantastic. You know, this match is fucking so much anticipation for this match. But I will say this, because I'm sick of this guy. If John Cena straight up wins against Daniel Bryan, if he just wins, you know, clean or whatever, I am done. I'm done watching. I'm saying it right there. If John Cena beats Daniel Bryan, if Daniel Bryan does not beat Cena at SummerSlam, that's it. I'm out. I will continue to, you know, keep up with what's going on, but I'm not going to sit down and watch 3-hour shows all about fucking promoting John Cena from fucking start to finish. So there you go. SummerSlam. It's up to WWE if they want to fucking keep me as a viewer. I know I'm only one person, but there you go. You know, for everybody saying, oh, why are you still watching if you don't like it? There you go. I'm not going to watch anymore if Cena fucking wins. Now, you know, if it's a screw job thing, if like Vince screws Daniel Bryan, then yeah, I will watch because that's furthering a storyline, that's keeping something going. But if Cena just wins against Daniel Bryan, you know, without any crazy things happening, if he just flat out beats Daniel Bryan, you know, with no crazy hoopla going on in between, I'm done. I am out of here. That's it. Okay, so there you go. I said that. Now we can move on. Alright, then you get some dance bullshit, you know, you get this really good stuff about wrestling versus entertainment, a really fucking, you know, true, awesome, just fucking enlightening segment, and then you get this fucking dance shit with R-Truth and Fandango, you know, this is the thing with WWE, they do such great shit, and they're doing such great shit, and then they do such stupid shit. That's why they need to cut it to 2 hours, so you don't get this stupid shit. Didn't really fucking watch it, so I had it on mute. I don't know what happened. Then you get the Battle Royal, a 20-man Battle Royal for the shot at Dean Ambrose United States Championship. I wanted RVD to win, and RVD fucking won. You know, it was great to see RVD win. You know, RVD versus Dean fucking Ambrose. The only thing is, this is the fucking pre-show match. Why? Why? Is Rob Van Dam, you know, his first month back, and he's on the fucking pre-show, and it's a United States Championship match against Dean Ambrose. You know, two great workers. This could be a fucking great match. You know, just a great undercard match on the fucking pay-per-view, like a nice opener or something. But you have it on the fucking pre-show. You could have put Dolph Ziggler and fucking Caitlyn versus Big E and AJ, that stupid shit on the pre-show. You know, but that's a testament to the show. You have such a good match on the pre-show. That's got to be saying that this is going to be a good fucking pay-per-view. Just wish it wasn't on the pre-show. Then you get the last segment. CM Punk and Paul Heyman. He's supposed to fight Paul Heyman. This fucking feud is, oh man. You know, the two top feuds, the build-ups, fucking just great. It's like old school, you know, just about a fight. None of this stupid, you know, bullshit that they do, you know, recently, you know, all this other bullshit. It's just about two men that want to fucking fight each other. That's, you know, tried and true practice, you know. That's the way it is, a basic formula, but it always fucking works. Brock Lesnar, the big fucking beast, Hulk beast, versus CM Punk, the guy that doesn't back down, you know. It's just, oh man. This is the shit we used to get on a weekly basis back then. That's why I'm so grateful that we got it. This was great. Paul Heyman comes out, says he had a plan throughout the whole time. Calls out Brock Lesnar, says it's going to be a 2-on-1 match. CM Punk comes out, but from the back, takes the fucking camera from the cameraman, hits Brock Lesnar over the fucking head with it. Beats up Brock Lesnar, goes after Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman runs away. Curtis Axel gets involved. Punk does the GTS to Curtis Axel, and Raw goes off the air with Punk and Brock staring down at each other. So finally, Punk got the upper hand against the Brock. And this is easily Punk's best character work since the pipe bomb, the summer of Punk. You know, this is the face Punk that we should have gotten all along. Not some guy that's parading for the fans and, you know, a baby face. You know, a guy just on his own fucking business, like a Stone Cold type shit. He's not out there to talk to the fans and make them happy. He's just there to fucking do his own thing and kick some fucking ass. That's what I like, you know, like a tweener, you know? Just a fucking badass type of face. That's what WWE is missing these days, and that's what Punk is now. He's not some cowardly fucking heel. He's not some baby face like he started to become after the summer of Punk. He's just a badass guy. You know, that's all he is. This is great. This match is going to be fucking amazing. So much brutal shit. throughout the past weeks with this build-up. It's amazing, you know? So there you go. There's my review of Raw, you know? Great fucking build-up, man, you know? The thing is, 3-hour show, you know, so I can't say it was a great show. But for all the things, all the big segments and the build-up to the big matches, fucking A-class. So there you go. You did get a bunch of bullshit, but when you get a bunch of A-class shit like this, how much could you complain, you know? But yeah, like I said, SummerSlam. If John Cena straight up beats Daniel Bryan without any crazy shenanigans, he just straight up beats Daniel Bryan. Out of here. Fuck out of here. I'll just keep up, you know, on like sites to see what happens on Raw, to see if I ever want to watch again. But yeah, there you go. SummerSlam looking pretty fucking good. I'll do you know, a prediction type thing, and yeah, SummerSlam review, all that stuff. So there we go. Biggest bash of the summer. Alright, so there you go. Hope you enjoyed the review. I'm Jay Shady, the voice of reason. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.